Lighting up lives is the primary goal of an electrical engineer. In today's modern world, delivering this masterpiece in uplifting livelihoods is the biggest promise that an electrical engineer can deliver. Engineer. How is it defined? He is a person who designs, builds, or maintains your surroundings to make sure your living standards are maintained. Indian business Malaysia had this unique opportunity to pay a visit to a personality who has engaged himself in lighting up lives in form of his electrical engineering expertise in the past 40 years. He is the chairman of the Institute of Engineers Malaysia Southern Branch, the managing director of Channel Care Sendirian Berhad, a board director of Panaran Sendirian Berhad. While immensely contributing to many engineering faculties and associations in building up the next generation of engineers, he also serves in many charity and non-governmental organizations in serving the community. Engineer Thayala, R. Salvadore, thank you for your time.
Thank you for the invitation. A brief introduction of myself, what made me what I am today. As an electrical engineer, having spent over 40 years and still a practicing engineer, it's a blessing I kept in this profession and not deviating as many do. First, my appreciation to those who have been part of my journey. Not forgetting my late parents, who educated and instilled humble values in me. My brothers and sisters, who were around to navigate me in my teen years. My teachers, who shaped me, especially my primary school teachers. I still keep in touch with them, especially my primary 1 school teacher, who is now over 85 years. My philosophy was to do what you like and do it well. Learn to accept that everything happens for a good reason. My dad worked in the plantation industry and I did my primary education at Sulaiman School, Bentong, Pahang. At primary 6, I was elected as the school captain. My parents and a teacher advised I should continue my studies in Kuala Lumpur, where there were greater challenges awaiting me. True enough, it was. Started my lower secondary in LaSalle Brickfields, staying with relatives, and became more independent. No tuitions then made my mind wander. Took part in the first Malaysian Scout Jamboree in 1966 in Penang. Only representative from the school. Met fellow scouts from other states and also from Thailand, Australia, New Zealand, Nepal. Looking back, these experiences were my foundation to what I am today. Started hitchhiking at the age of 14 from Kuala Lumpur to Bentong, 48 kilometers, to save the bus fare of Malaysian ringgit, 1 ringgit and 95 cents, and also explore myself. My guardian and my parents were unaware in the beginning of my hitchhiking. At LaSalle Brickfields, represented the school and stayed in athletics. State champion in Selangor in the 4x100 meters and had over 14 gold medals in inter-school relays in 1 year. Went on to continue my secondary Form 4 and Form 5 in Victoria Institution in the year 1969 and 1970. A great place to study, a dream for many, developed discipline and character building. The headmaster started a junior hostel and I was the first person to register. It was like the hostel started because of my needs. In 1971, went for my further studies doing engineering diploma at the South East London Technical College and a degree at the City University of London. A great place to learn living skills and establishing network. Had a choice either to return to Malaysia or stay in the UK. Was given a PR in 1978. Did an analysis and found Malaysia had the second most number of foreign students in the UK Assuming if most of them returned back to Malaysia, and with the vision of 2020 then, Malaysia was set to be one of the best places to work. So I took the challenge to come back to Malaysia. Worked in National Semiconductor in Penang for a short period before moving to Johor Bahru in 1978, where my analysis was to move to the growth hub, being close to Singapore. Got used to the laid back in Johor Bahru and the style and life in Johor Bahru, and have been here in Johor Bahru since 1978. Had temptations to move to Australia after getting married since I had a PR. Still had hopes that Malaysia would be a developed country. The rest is history. Worked in the shipyard, Malaysia Shipyard and Engineering, now renamed MMHE. Had great engineering opportunities to learn and travel. Exposed to ship repairs, later shipbuilding and oil and gas platform fabrication. My achievement there was involved in the construction of 2 numbers of 75-meter offshore patrol vessel called the OPV for the Malaysian Navy, from the design to commissioning and warranty guarantee. This was a great exposure to me, having understood the whole concept of A to Z of engineering. During this period, had an offer to work in Petronas, accepted the offer and later rejected it, as was so passionate with the progress of the OPV. Moved to Sime Sembawang in Pasir Gudang, who were the leaders in oil and gas fabrication platform. A great shift in work culture compared to MMHE. The workload was sort of tripled. My achievement there was I was a prime mover in the company's direction towards achieving the Prime Minister's Quality Award in 1995. We achieved it. Moved to CCM Chemicals in Pasir Gudang, a great shift from fabrication to production. Being a SEMA site, a major hazard industry, had to be ahead and manage any potential environment, disposal, safety, handling, storage, process, and other many problems. The challenge is we need to be vigilant. I had to provide electrical support 24/7, and this took the toll in me, my family, and my social hours. My achievements here was hands-on electrical and instrumentation, learning from design, engineering, operation and maintenance. With exposure, got my professional engineer license, competent engineer license, energy manager license, had radiation protection officer license, and ISO 9001 quality management representative, which became invalid after I left. In 2010, appointed as director for Panoron Sdn Bhd and managing director for Channel Care Sdn Bhd and Magellan Sdn Bhd. With over 30 years of experience, the next phase was either to retire or to take on more challenges. I took the latter by using the licenses to serve the industries, currently serving 35 over industries in electrical compliance and energy management. Must thank the years of experience which has assisted me to advise clients. There's no substitute for experience or hard work. Having been active with the Institute of Engineers Southern Branch, IEM-SV, since 2010, I was the interviewer for electrical engineers to become professional engineers. Later as Vice Chairman in 2020 and Chairman in 2022. Having been equally active in NGO-related work, example, EWRF-JB is called Educational Welfare Research Foundation Johor Bahru, JIBA, Johor Indian Business Association, IEM, Institute of Engineers Malaysia, Parent Teachers Association, and Board of Governors. In EWRF Johor Bahru, I was one of the founding members in 1988. EWRF Johor Bahru is an education-related NGO related to socio-economic upliftment of the community. JIBA, a business organization which came out of necessity in the year 2001, and I was also part of the founding member. Engineering Institution of Malaysia is the premier institution for all engineers in Malaysia. As a recognition of my social economic commitment in the upliftment, I was awarded the Pingat Ismail Sultan called PIS by the Sultan of Johor in 2007 and the Iskandar Malaysia Social Hero Award in 2016. As part of my socio-economic upliftment of the community, I was involved with schools, many schools in the state of Johor. And being in Johor Bahru, we wanted to do an iconic project in Johor Bahru. So a few of us got together, had some chat with the headmaster and the school management. So it's about time the school had a hall not only for the school, but also for the community to use for educational related activities. And surprisingly, the response was very positive from the headmaster then. So we formed a working group and we demolished a recreation playground and we built a school hall, 6,000 square feet of place, and we managed to complete it. It was a feat I couldn't imagine I could take it on, but because we had a team, we were able to put up the hall. And today the hall is a very prestigious building for the school. They use it for many activities, and this is something I feel very glad that I've contributed something in society. In 2010, in the resident community where I stayed, we got together to do a major project. This major project was a need which all residents were looking forward to. A gated and guarded community. This area being in the city area, we had a number of issues. Right? Basically, petty crime was number one. And as engineers, I always believe we can do it. And fortunately, in the neighborhood where I stay, we had 3 professional engineers, we had lawyers, accountants, doctors, all. So we sat down and brainstormed what we can do. We engaged the local politician as well to come and assist us. This area is a very, it's about 1965 resident community. So a lot of things were not in place as a decent housing estate. We had to create something which wasn't allowed in the local authority. We got in touch with the local council and the political leaders in the neighborhood and discussed with them how we can make it more safer for the residents. Surprisingly, the political leaders were very supportive and they gave us a green light to go ahead. But the local authorities were not, because it is not in their bylaws to allow housing estates which are old ones to have their own gated or guarded system. But we went ahead positively. We had a lot of interference from the government, but fortunately we had support from the political party and we managed to build up a good gated and guarded system. Today it is a place where we feel that we have secured the environment. My primary focus now is towards the Institute of Engineers Southern Branch, where I'm the chairman, and a committee of 10 with over 650 professional engineers and a total of 4,800 members in Johor and Singapore. In Malaysia, IEM has a membership strength of over 47,000 members. Our aim is to make engineers better engineers. Our responsibilities include continuous professional development, interviewing engineers to be professional engineers, dialogue with regulatory bodies, meeting with local authorities and government agencies. In conclusion, Malaysia is a blessed country and we have to ensure we maintain the high standards towards environment, racial harmony, political stability, safety, health, education and security. If only we can respect and work together, will we rise again. To those wanting a career in engineering, having been involved in electrical engineering and associated with all the other relevant engineering disciplines, strongly recommend to take engineering as a career. If you want more contact, our IEM Southern Branch office telephone number 07 331 9705 will be able to assist or they may guide you to the right person. The first 5 to 10 years of your engineering job involves getting hands-on experience at your work site. There's no substitute, hard work. Once your experience is acquired, seek for different types of experience. There's no substitute. Looking forward for more engineers to take management role in multinational companies. Together we can. Thank you.